Hello everyone, I am AtomiK and really happy to see you tonight for the Max League 6. And tonight I am happy to be with Paraducks. How are you, Paraducks?
I am doing very well, thank you, AtomiK. Of course, for everyone who is just tuning in, I played in the Max League yesterday against Gamer RVG. It did not go well. I will admit, I did not draw too well, but of course, that doesn't matter. It's not about me tonight. Tonight it is about four amazing players that we get to showcase on tonight's stream. We've got two matches for you tonight, guys. We've got Bled from Brazil versus Reqvam from Croatia. I don't know if that's a real country. They've told me it's real, but I don't know about that one. And then we have Pascoa, also from Brazil, versus my good pal DeadDraw from the United Kingdom. So, four pretty good players all duking out here in the Max League 6 tournament.
Yeah, it is finally the group stage of the Max League after two qualification stage. So we only have the best players still here on the Max League. So we can first take a look at the group of the first match. So it's the group D with Dravo, Mighty, Fled, Reqvam, Wirer, and Bruto. So there are 6 players in the group, and only the 2 best players of each group will manage to continue to the playoff of the Max League. So you can afford one loss maybe, but definitely you can't lose twice in the group. So in your first round you don't want to use that one loss available. You just want to I'm sorry, Paraducks, to talk about that, but yeah, players definitely
No, it's
need to
okay.
win.
You know, we can't all qualify. It's okay. You've gotta beat me down at every opportunity. Now that we've proven who definitively is the better player on the desk, I understand. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I was about to say Group D. Like, it's funny. Like, we've had conversations internally. It's like, oh, which group is like the hardest, like the toughest group to qualify out of, and as you so aptly described, like all of these groups are super stacked. Like, genuinely, it's hard to discern. I personally would say Group D is probably one of the easier groups, but that's because I'm a little bit biased. I don't know as much about some of the players in this group. I, of course, know about Reqvam because I practice with him. I know about Wyra because I practice with him. I know about Fled because I played against him before. He seemed okay. I beat him though, so got to jump down a little bit lower. I know about Bruto because he was one of only 2 losses I took in the entire Max Cup that was taking place a few months ago. He's definitely a solid performer. And then finally we have Mighty, who I believe is playing in Grandmasters, and Drivo. So yeah, a pretty solid group overall for Group D.
Driver is very well known in French, of course, because yeah, he's master of combo decks, and he won his first match thanks to Combo Priest. Managed to sweep with Combo Priest. So definitely a player to pay attention, but we are not here for him tonight. So let's move on with the lineups. So here you have Fled lineups. He's playing Druid, Mage, Priest, and Rogue. And let me tell you his ban. His Druid has been banned. So yeah, very classic. Yesterday also we had lots of ban on the Druid. Lots of players are scared about the Druid.
Yeah, and it makes sense, to be honest. So ever since the recent balance change, which I say balance loosely because the main thing it did was to buff Edwin and get rid of Celestial Alignment and Shaman from the game. Like now, Ram Druid is just so good, man. It beats so many decks. It's just so consistent. Like, you have so many different ways of ramping and just getting to a win condition in this deck. It's insane. Like, we've got Wild Greg, Jerry Carpenter, we've got Seedman, we've got Nourish, we've got Guff. Like, all of those cards can just give you mana, instantly. And then we have cards like Planted Evidence, like Moonlight Guidance, etc. that just allow you to, fish for whatever you need. The deck is just absurdly consistent in its execution, and it doesn't surprise me at all that it's banned so often. I banned it against Gamer like yesterday because I respect the deck a lot too. But of course, as you say, it has been banned, so I won't harp on it too much. We do have a few other decks to go over, such as, of course, the extra large Renethal Skeletons Mage, which is also a pretty similar list to what I was playing yesterday. Like, where we're curving out at Kel'Thuzad and Mordresh. We are running, of course, the Magister Dawngrass, and running 2 Mass Polymorph is a card I like a lot of in this deck, but I don't know if I'd run 2 of it.
Yeah, Spooky Mage is yesterday was very strong, going for 5-1 during the whole evening. So maybe I was waiting for more ban on the mage. We'll see if it will be the same tonight, because it doesn't have that much bad matchup. Druid is one of his bad matchup, but if you are banning the Druid, your mage can just go straight for the win, and even that matchup is winnable. So it might be a scary deck, and also that extra large version of the deck with Kel'Thuzad and the pink package is kind of new. The week before, we were not playing a 40 health point mage. Most of the mage were not a 40 health point. So maybe he's quite underrated at the moment.
Yeah, the big thing about running the extra 10 health, like, one big thing is for the mirror match, because obviously with these skeletons, when they die, they deal 2 damage to the enemy face, and obviously when you're starting off with 10 more health, that just gives you that extra buffer you need to pull yourself through the game. It's also why the deck runs Solid Alibi. It just has a lot of survivability to get you to those late game turns, because thanks to Magister Dawngrass constantly upgrading your ping hero power to like 2, 4, 6, etc. damage, you can just get to the point where you just ping people with Dawngrass and just kill them. And the whole deck is either just kill them with skeletons or just survive long enough for the pings to get there.
Yeah, you can go very easily to 6 damage with your ping, and having a fireball each turn, of course. He's dealing on the long run on the game, lots of face damage. Then there is the Quest Priest, also the extra large version of the Quest Priest. This one has lots of 8 drop inside, because some Quest Priest has a pretty low curve, running lots of before 5 mana cards, and only having, for example, Xariela as a turn 8, so you have to be lucky to find it kind of quickly to complete your quest. Here we have 3 A drop, 2 Whirlpool, and 1 Xariela, so maybe a greedier decklist. Do you have some thoughts about those A drops?
Thoughts are that you're looking at the wrong place. So, Quest Priest basically has one role in the format. It is not a good deck. Like, I'm going to stress this. It is not a good deck. It loses to Druid, and it loses to Mage pretty badly. But, it does have one thing it does extremely well. It beats Miracle Rogue. And that is something that Fled has stressed a lot of in his list. I'm going to point you to a few other cards. He's running 2 Showered Ruin, 2 Clean the Scene. He's running 2 The Light It Burns. He's running so much removal in this deck in order to basically destroy Miracle Rogue. And I think he may have banned it anyway. I need to check. No, he did. No. Yeah, he banned Reqvam's Druid, so he is very much saying to Reqvam, hey mate, you can have Miracle Rogue in your lineup, but it's only going to win 1 game as long as Quest Priest is up. Like, that is the big defining factor of this deck. It can be stuff like Druid and Mage, but that's not its purpose. Its purpose is to beat Rogue, which is sort of ironic, because historically Priest has been decimated by Rogue in like almost every expansion. But it's like the one case where that's the opposite.
It makes sense to have a hard counter of a deck like Rogue, because we are in last hero standing, so when you are winning with a deck you have to queue again with the decklist, so you can just counter queue when your opponent is playing his Rogue. So having strong matchup in last hero standing is the key of a lineup, in my opinion, so I like having that that hard counter in Flade's lineup.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's not even like this priest deck either. There's another priest deck that revolves around the Pelagos and Bless spell and just gets like a massive, like, big minion, then you cast Boon of the Ascended on it. Like, that's another way you can destroy Rogue's Priest.
Sorry, okay.
But yeah, I don't think anyone is playing that today, but that might be something we'll see come up later as this meta develops. But yeah. Finally, for Fled, we do have, of course, the Miracle Rogue. Pretty standard list, to be honest. Nothing too far out of left field here. It's just running the all the low-cost curve in order to make sure you can draw as many cards as possible. With Defias Kingpin, it's running the Knoll and the Maestra. We're running Eklor Draka. Nothing out of the ordinary here. It looks like Fled has opted for Sinister Strike. Second Sinister Strike is his 30th card. He's running 1 backstab, but aside from that, this looks pretty standard to me, to be honest.
Alright, so without waiting anymore, we can move to Reqvam's lineup. So Reqvam is playing Mage, Hunter, Rogue, and Druid. First Quest Hunter of the 4 bios I have casted this week. So quite interesting to see that Quest Hunter in the lineup. What do you think, Paraducks?
I think Quest Hunter's like sort of in that same position as Priest, where it's like it's not that great of a deck, but it does have a good role in that it's really, really good into Mage. Because against Mage, like, you just keep spamming that hero power button, and you don't really care about the skeletons or your minions get frozen. You just don't run minions. Like, look at the list Reqvam's running. I think he runs, 4 minions in his deck? Like, good luck freezing those. And because the mage is summoning skeletons, it's giving cards like Shell Shot, like Mark Shot, Spring the Trap, just free ammunition to go off.
I see, yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I'm very curious to see how that Quest Hunter will perform tonight. I hope maybe it will surprise me. And
yeah.
Also interesting, the mage is not the pink mage as Fled is running. Here it's a big spell mage. It's quite interesting to see that some players are running different mage. Some are playing big spell, some others ping. So I can't wait to see for which players it will perform better.
Yeah, man. I want to see this mage list. This mage list looks beautiful. Like, I've seen 40 card big spell before, but Gorlock Ravager, that's a card you see in Shaman. You don't see this card in Mage, but it turns out that Reqvam thinks there is enough Murlocs in this deck to draw it. Like, we've got Finley, we've got Murloc Holmes, another card you don't typically see in Mage, and Mutinous. It's just another, mini draw engine to draw you into those imported cards to get you to the late game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like this list. I hope it does well.
Yeah, interesting decks from Reqvam. But yeah, and the last one, Seafrog, not the most interesting deck. We have one sprint. Some players are playing it. Some are not. We don't have the big package. We don't have a Krabatoa or Scabs inside to have the best Edwin as possible.
Yeah, it's just a show of how insane Edwin is, right? Like, I remember in the last format, people calling Krabatoa an 8-drop. An auto-bring. You always play it, it's so good, but you can't play it with Edwin, because if you draw it, then your turn's over, and then you just lose the game. It's just how, one-dimensional this rogue deck is. That it's just so, all in on the Edwin turn. And because you have, double Shroud, which guarantees pretty much you'll draw Edwin, because the rogue deck only runs 4 minions. You're pretty much guaranteed to get it. It's just so important to get that big Edwin graveyard turn going. Otherwise the deck just falls apart.
Alright, so it looks like the players are ready. So we can move to the match without waiting anymore. So you will have Reqvam at the bottom of your screen, and you will have Fled at the top of your screen, of course. Just telling players they can start, and they should start very soon because they are already preparing to battle.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure both Fled and Reqvam, they've played Last Year Standing a lot before. They've both been in the Max Cup before this. They've both been in the Max League, like coming up and qualifying up to this point. And Q in Last Year Standing is such a big deal. Like, I say it's like making sure you get the right deck out first and making sure you can possibly beat an unfavorable. Those are going to be like the most defining points of this series, I feel. Because the lineups they're playing are mostly similar, right? Like, they've brought 3 of the same classes, like 2 out of 3 of the same decks in those classes. The main differences between the Hunter and the Priest, which are still, as I say, niche picks. Like, these are picks that Reqvam and Fled have brought specifically to counter other decks in the opponent's lineup. Because both sides are banned Druid, because both sides know that the Priest and the Hunter are both terrible into Druid. Terrible. So they have to ban it. And they're both feeling confident that they can just beat Miracle Rogue anyway. Like, Fled I can understand more because he's bringing the Priest. Reg I'm a bit more interested in. Because none of his decks are that great into Miracle Rogue. I'd say, like, the best shot he has is arguably with the Mage. But even then, it's going to be close for sure. So, this will be interesting. Just waiting for them to start, as you said. It should hopefully not take too much longer now, I hope.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fled just told me they are ready, so it should start very soon. Maybe they are still thinking about that Q order.
Maybe. Who do you think is going to win? Like, do you have any like specific predictions on who you think is going to win? Or do you think it's just going to come down to like individual games?
I didn't take that much time to look at the lineup because you need to have time to think who is going to win. But by only knowing the players, I saw Fled a lot on stream for the GM and etc. And I was already impressed by his gameplay. So I pretty like the gameplays by Fled. So if I have one favorite, I would say Fled.
Yeah, it's funny. So obviously, Reqvam streams a lot, as we are all aware. And something that, funnily enough, Fled and Reqvam both have in common is they are both really bad at tilt sometimes. Like, Fled in particular has expressed to me in the past that he's not that good when it comes to, like, you know, just keeping his head in the game when things go badly. And that could make a pretty big difference, like, if things go wrong. But as you say, we are in game number 1 here. It is going to be the Mage Mirror match here between Fled and Reqvam. And already, Fled has the Magister Dawngrasp in hand, ready to go on turn 7, along with that Cold Case on turn 4, that Frost component that he will be getting a second copy of when Magister Dawngrasp enters the battlefield.
Alright.
But yeah, for right now, Reqvam seems to have a really solid curve here. Like, we got the Suspicious Alchemist getting the Arcane Intellect, we've got the Watch Post on 2, which Mage really can struggle to deal with. Like, we're seeing here, like, Fled's best response is a Starfish on curve, which is not ideal.
First skeleton on the board. That Starfish went very fast because sometimes it's strong in the late game against Kaltuzat, for example, to deny lots of skeletons. But here that Far Watch Post was starting to be annoying for Fled.
Yeah. You see now the Pelican Diver is no longer dormant. That would be a nice, easy value trade for Reqvam here. And his hand is lining up fairly nicely. He's just missing the Dawngrasp of his own. If he can get a Dawngrasp of his own, Reqvam is in a pretty solid position here. I wonder if he'll hold off on playing Murloc Holmes. And maybe he'll play it on turn 6 of Bran. Just try to maximize the possibilities that he gets access to the cards in Fled's hand and deck.
Okay, so here it's very interesting to see how the trade will go, because the death rattle are random, so you don't exactly know what they will do. So it's very hard against Mage to think about the trade, because sometimes
the Watch Post has survived though, and Skeleton is going face. So going face twice. Yes, it is. Seeing here, Bran into Mailbot Dancer, giving Reqvam 2 coins, and Bran in this position. Flag can't really deal with that. Like, his ping only does 1 damage, so he won't be able to finish Bran off this turn, even with the Reckless Apprentice, and so is forced to just go for the Dungeoneer, but that means that next turn, Reqvam will be able to get the double clue gameplay going with Murloc Holmes here. I love it.
Alright, double Murloc Holmes.
Let's see how smart he is. Is Reqvam a 5-head gamer? Okay, good start. Ooh, is he going to pick the Mass Poly? He might pick it. There is a case for Commander Savara being in hand as well here, to be fair. That is a card you would hold on to.
Yeah, but
see if Reqvam gets it.
At least it is giving him clues to the next Murloc Holmes he will have.
Yep, yeah, it sure is. But yeah, he's thinking,
wow.
He got the Mass Poly! Alright. Now, which card is in the deck? We know it's not Magister Dawngrasp, but all of these are pretty decent candidates for being in Fled's deck. Wrong.
Second try.
But here we go. Round 2. Knows it's Starfish. Knows... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, Reckless Apprentice.
It can't be Kaltuzad because it was here. Oh, but... Okay.
Oh, he got it! Oh, and now he can coin out the Deep War Revoker and get 2 spells from his deck too. That's insanely good for Reqvam here.
Wow.
So yeah, that's 19 armor.
It was
what a turn, well played.
Very entertaining also.
Yeah, this is why we need more Murloc Holmes in competitive Hearthstone, man. It's such a cool card. It's just a shame it doesn't see more play.
But, okay, Murloc Holmes is fun, but Dunsgrap is here, and in the Mirror Mage, we know that Dunsgrap is very important. So I'm still scary.
Absolutely it is. That is a very unfortunate outcome though for Fled. He would have loved to see the cold case there. But yeah, now... Ooh... And actually, yeah, there's already a 2 and a 4 in play, which means next turn this Reckless Apprentice for Fled is already getting Dawngrasp up to 6. Unless Reqvam wants to go big brain here and ping off his own Mailbot Dancer to make it 1 health so it doesn't get pinged. Is Reqvam that willing to disrupt the ping from Fled here? I don't know if he is. He might be.
We know that this is the play, but but you don't exactly know what is in your opponent's hand, so maybe he will have other ways to have the ping. And whatever, he has the Wildfire, so he can Wildfire to make his ping to 3 to ping the Suspicious Alchemist. So you are going to 5, it's quite okay, but yes, not as good as the play you talked about.
Yeah, going for the Starfish here and then taking the VT to prevent that 2 ping from the Dawngrasp. But as you mentioned a moment ago, yes, Fled can indeed go for the Wildfire and get that honourable kill this turn. But you will not be able to get another honourable kill on the rest of the board, because the rest of the board will be 1 health short. That being said, I think you still probably go for it anyway. Let's see. Fled's going for it. Reckless Apprentice, 3 to face, 3 to the minion, and then 5 to everything else.
Yeah, the order is great for Fled because it was first killing the Suspicious, So upgrading the hero power.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, honorably killing your own minion just to make the hero power go up to 7. Very, very neat.
I didn't see it.
And yeah, that's ooh. Did Reqvam take kill for something?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Huh. That's kind of interesting, actually. How many skeletons have died this game so far? I think it's only like
Only
2,
2.
right?
Yeah, only 2.
Yeah. I'm a bit surprised that Reqvam would take that instead of going for the solid alibi. So I don't think Kel'Thuzad this turn would be that impactful. But that's just my opinion. In any case, at this point, Fled is out of stuff, and he needs to try to start clearing the board, if he can. Probably Deathborn? Hey, it might go for Arcane Brilliance, actually.
First time I'm seeing it picked. Okay, what is inside?
Because yeah, Arcane Brilliance does nothing for Fled in this position. He has no 9 or 10 cost cards in his deck, and Reqvam has both. Yeah. Fled is down to 20, or 20 on the dot now. Slowly getting chipped down. It's not really a good way for Fled to deal with this without devoting turns to like using his hero power. So yeah, Mass Poly stemming a bit of the bleeding here, just making these only 1/1 sheep. Continuing to pile on the pressure as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, and Fled is already at 17, even if Reqvam's ping is only doing 1, and Fled 7. At the moment, Reqvam is ahead of the burst race.
He is, but do have to remember that these sheep probably won't be lasting too long because of the Spammy Arcanist.
Yes.
But yeah, either way, as you've described, yeah, Reqvam is for sure ahead of the race here. And now, actually, because of that Barbaric Sorceress, Fled, if he wants to, can ping it and get an honorable kill going and set his hero power to 9 damage this turn. Which, obviously, Reqvam was aware of, but it's still kind of painful. Like, it's only, like, 4 hero powers from Fled here, and the game is over. Reqvam's gotta hurry.
Yeah, the rune
Oh,
has
that
to
is
be great.
not a good start. That's 10. Let's see, what's the other 10 mana going to be? Cold Case? That's not bad.
Yeah, it's great.
17, 19. Ooh. I mean, Ignite is extra damage. You kind of do need the damage to close out the game.
Okay, but we didn't have a face Pyroblast.
Okay, Brilliance, which draws nothing. I'm not sure. Oh, he was playing rank out as spell. Yeah, I understand he was playing rank out as spell. So yeah, DeadDraw Evoker giving Fled a little bit more time here as he's just slowly trying to get the rest of the pings to close this game out. Because yeah, at this point, this is very much a race against time for Fled.
Yeah.
Trying to get all the pings before he's dead. Like, Mordorish is 10 damage at the very end, but as for right now, it's not doing that much. And it could just get eaten by this mutant here too. That would not be good. It's another 10 armor for Reqvam as well. It's making it as difficult as possible here. Fled to find any damage because it keeps getting healed off.
Mordorish is available. Oh, Vengeful Visage can be 8 face in Fled's face.
It can be, though I'm sure Fled is probably going to trade Mordorish into minions at this point. Like, I mentioned it time and again, but obviously 3 hero powers and the game is over. So you don't really need to go face with Mordresh when your hero power is the Pyroblast every turn. Oh boy. But yeah. Oh, Belinda Stonehalf getting the Ignite, so it's only a 9-2. That is not going to last very long.
You can high roll with the rune if you are lucky next turn.
I mean, that might just be what Reqvam has to go for, because he doesn't really have that much damage available to him at the moment, sadly. So let's see, Dungeoneer, Drawing, a Frostspell, Oasis Ally getting procced. So yeah. But at this point, at 20 health, Reqvam's still nowhere near lethal. Has just been unable to find Dawngrasp, like his Dawngrasp, the entire game, and has just been consistently forced onto the defensive.
Alright, Flurry, 0 mana, whatever. You don't want freeze, you want burst.
Okay, that's not bad. That's extra damage, but Reqvam needs more damage. Okay, this needs to go face.
Oh.
Like, in most situations, this room would be amazing, but this is not what Reqvam needs in this position, sadly.
But he's not that far.
Yeah. Fortunately, the cold case at the end there does set a damage boundary. Now, once again, Fled needs 3 more pings in order to end the game. But at the same time, like, Fled is not too pressed for time when he has double solid alibi in hand. Like, Reqvam will only be able to deal 4 damage this turn. And that's just not enough.
Yeah. But whatever, Fled is 1-off at the moment. I don't see other damage.
That is true. However, it is important to note that next turn Reqvam will be at 1. So even if Reqvam somehow gets a solid alibi of his own from like another rune of the Archmage, he would still be dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Reqvam, of course, hasn't played solid alibi earlier in this game, so he can't get it from Magister Dawngrasp. So solid alibi, Hero Power Face should close this out. I don't really see how Reqvam can recover from this position.
Yeah, looks like checkmate.
Sure, we're playing Sabara here, but whatever. It makes very little difference. But yeah, there is no dragon from Drakefire Amulet that can heal you anywhere near enough to get out of range of this hero power, so Reqvam's just going to pack it up. There is nothing you can do here.
There are not dragons that are giving armor, right?
Nope, there are no dragons that give armor. Like, Alexstrasza can heal you for 8, but that's a battle cry, and even then, the hero power would deal 9, so that would be more than enough to close this game out. It just shows how powerful these hero cards are in the matchup.
Yeah.
Like if you just draw your hero card and your opponent doesn't, it's just over.
Because the starting for Reqvam was pretty good. He had a decent early game, but still, the hero card decided the game. Yeah, it was his only out. Yeah.
I'm not even sure if that was... I guess, okay.
Cold case.
I guess, like, his out there was... Yeah, this won't matter. I guess, like, Reqvam's only out was, like, you play Rune of the Archmage, it gives you solid alibi and cold case. I think that's, like, the only way that it pulls you back into this game. But, yeah. Obviously, that didn't happen. And all Fled has to do is just remember that his hero power costs 2 mana and just, yeah, ping face.
And 1-0 for Fled. no mage left for Reqvam. So what is his counter Q? Maybe Quest Hunter?
Yeah, almost certainly. Because as I said earlier, Reqvam brought the Hunter specifically to be good into Mage, and that is obviously what is going to be useful for right now. Maybe Reqvam will throw a curveball at me, but I'm pretty confident that we'll be seeing Hunter in a moment. Yeah, here we go.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, so... it gives me remembers to see a Quest Hunter. So yeah, the mulligan, you basically want a cheap spell to be kind of fast in your quest line, but with that extra large version of the Quest Hunter, you can be slower than before because you have lots of secrets, you have wild spirits that are not dealing directly face damage, so you can be okay with being slow.
Yeah, not only that, this mage deck also does not have that many like ways of putting pressure on the early game. Though we have, of course, this slow flurry, but after that, like, Fled doesn't really have like too many quote-unquote threats in this position. And I think Reqvam was looking for specifically a Dunbalder Bunker, which is the 2-mana spell that allows you to draw secrets from your deck.
Yeah.
Because if you can filter the secrets out, it not only powers up the multicaster, it ensures you're going to be getting better draws later down the road.
Yeah, because secrets are fire, freeze, so you're happy to cast them with multicaster.
Exactly. Sadly, when secrets are drawn through Spring the Trap, it does not count towards your multicaster. You have to play them from hand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it still drew 2 cards from your deck and played them, so it's still a good deal.
Yeah.
It's just you would have liked something a bit better.
You just don't want to draw your secret from your natural draw. If you're drawing them from Spring the Trap or Dunbalcar, you are happy.
Yeah, and speaking of spell schools, Arcane Shot is the only arcane spell in Quest Hunter. So being able to get that in the pool for multicaster later is also pretty helpful.
Yeah, drawing 2 from multicaster is already fine.
Yeah. So let's see, Reqvam going for Wild Spirits here is going to get 2 of the Wild Seeds that will not immediately summon any minions, but Reqvam doesn't really need the board control quite yet. He is still going to be able to complete his quest on turn 6 here, and crucially, he's going to be able to complete his quest and drop Tavish in the same turn, which means that there's no possibility of Fiatal the Magic stealing Tavish away from you. Could you imagine Tavish with Dawngrasp hero power? That would be filthy.
Okay, finally the beer is awakening. Okay. Other cheap spells to progress the quest line.
Mm-hmm.
Is there Mutanus in Fled's lineup?
Not in his mage list, no.
Alright.
So yeah, it would only be Fiatar, but either way, you can't mute this what's already on the board. Tavish, Master Marksman has come down, and now every single spell for the rest of this game is going to be dealing 2 damage to Fled's face. And there is very little that Fled can do about this. His hand is looking terrible.
Yeah, even solid Alibi is not great because you have lots of ping in your turn, so you can deal 1/1/1 lots of time. It's not a Cloak of Shadows.
Yeah, Reqvam almost certainly going to drop the multicaster here. It will draw 2 cards in this position.
I've heard of it.
And yeah, it's pretty funny, in my opinion, that Quest Hunter is this far ahead on board. This deck hardly runs any minions at all.
Yeah, just game over.
Quest Hunter, of course, doing its job, locking up that mage matchup, tying the series back 1-1. And now, let's go find a character for this Quest Hunter, which isn't that easy. Like, I'd say West Priest is reasonable, and Miracle Rogue is probably favored, but it's definitely... This is one of those weird decks. I'm not sure Fled entirely expected this in his lineup, like from Reqvam this week. He's going to go for the Miracle Rogue first, though, into the Quest Hunter here.
Yeah, because Quest Hunter cannot really deal with big minions. You have the freezing trap against big minions, but yeah, even if it's not killing them, it's already enough, right?
Here's another fun scenario for you. So you know, I was about to say, you know Mark Shot, right? Like the 4-mana hunter spell.
Yeah.
I can discover 2 different spells. One of them is a 1-mana spell called Urchin Spines, which allows your spells this turn to be poisonous. So obviously you can clear big minions that way. But another way is that you can discover Deadly Shot, which is 3 mana, kill a random enemy minion. Both of those are ways of getting rid of big minions. They're not likely to pop up, but still possible ways. And therefore, you gotta respect it as the rogue to some degree.
Of course. Freezing Trap already dropped from Reqvam, so when the null will come on the board, you really want to kill him without hitting your face, because you want to freeze an Edwin, not a null.
Yeah, unfortunately for Reqvam here, Fled did not drop the null. It seems as though Fled's plan is going to be to try to set up a massive graveyard turn here. And meanwhile, Reqvam is just building up his pool of spells ready to go. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't drop the quest this turn. I would have thought he would have just done that instead of hero powering here, but in any case, this isn't too bad for Reqvam.
I was going to ask the same question, why not dropping the quest? Maybe he just wants to have a great value on every damage he can deal, and here he thinks that those 2 damage from the hero power are important.
Maybe? I don't think that's that valuable in the matchup personally, but oh well. And yeah, you see Fled here, he's just holding on to every possible resource himself. This is like a giant game of chicken almost. Who's gonna blink first? But yeah, there we go. Finally, defend the Dwarven District coming down on turn 4. The latest I've ever seen this quest come down. Aside from when you mulligan it away.
Because yeah, he was going to not have enough space on his portrait because of the bunker, the secrets.
But yeah, he does have enough space, thankfully. I love how the quest, even though the last slot just blitz up to the top. That's kind of funny. But yeah, it's going to be a massive Stinstone graveyard. And possibly Draka as well this turn, it looks like from Fled, so...
But without minions, you are not that great in combo turns, because you can't target with your Bone Spike. Or you have to SI7, then Bone Spike. You're on null, so it doesn't feel that great.
Fled here intentionally proccing the explosive trap.
So yeah, he can Bone Spike.
Yeah.
Well
Looks
played.
like it, yeah. Prep, Bone Strike into Draka, which I believe is going to give him a 7 attack dagger here. He won't be able to attack with it this turn, because he already attacked with his original dagger this turn, but that's still 21 damage represented on the other side here for Fled, so that's not something to shake a stick at.
It's a really interesting game at the moment.
But yeah, this is kind of what I mean about this Miracle Rogue deck. It is very much a one-trick pony kind of deck. It has 1 or 2 insane turns, and then the deck just falls apart. And the question now is whether or not Fled can win this game just with the pieces he has in his hand, and I'm not sure he can. Because
Yeah.
Fled still has to deal 14 damage. He's already used to Wicked Stab. He's already functionally out of cards. Like, technically Fled can just drop everything here if he wants to. Yeah, and that looks like that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, the board is going to be something. But yeah, you can just kill the Nod and freezing the
Yeah,
The
the
ghost.
4/4 stealth. And now Fled is out of cards. He has nothing else. And so, as I say, like, to be clear though, whenever Fled draws Edwin, he is instantly back in this game because his entire deck is 3 or less mana. But that's the question. When is he going to draw the Edwin? Like, that's not decided yet. And also, technically speaking, if Reqvam dropped Ice Trap here, if expecting Fled to top deck Edwin, that would make Fled's turn way more complicated. But instead we are seeing Tavish in hand, ready to go next turn. It looks like this is going to be pretty much locked up here for Reqvam. I don't really see a way that Fled can come back.
really bad draw. Because yeah, it can't even go face. First time I was playing my record rogue, I thought I had lethal thanks to 3 damage face, but the bone spike can only go to a minion.
Thank God it can only hit minions. The card's already busted enough. Yeah, here we go. Tavish coming down, 2 spells coming down. And yeah, there's really no way that Fled can come back here unless he top decks exactly Edwin. 1 in 17 for him to come back into this game. I don't think he'll do it. That's not an Edwin, Chief.
But it might be an Edwin.
So what, you trade the 4/4 Bone Spike Tavish? Is that what we're doing? You have to admit, that is not great. Okay, we're gonna go on fishing. None of those are what Fled needs. He's gonna have to go on fishing again.
At least it is helping you for your Steinstone graveyard.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. At this point, like, Reqvam has 6 damage from hand, and he has access to 3 hero powers this turn. That's exactly for, like, right here, right now. And that's ignoring this stag. I mean, the stag won't wake up for another turn after this anyway, but you get the idea. Like, it's
Yeah,
over.
that's true. They are bad.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's over.
I don't even know what was that paladin spell.
It was Divine Toll, the new 7 mana spell, but it doesn't matter. Rogue down, Reqvam 2-1 up here. It's got 1 win left to go in this series.
Of course, playing the top decked quick shot to tilt your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like, Fled is pretty well known for not being the best at dealing with tilt. So, you take every out you can get in this game, that's what I say.
But he didn't went for a rope lethal. He could have done it if he really wanted to do something.
Yeah. Here we go. Moment of truth. Can Fled pull off the 1-2 reverse sweep with Quest Priest?
Reqvam just left out. He will come back soon, I think, but okay. So he's only his chair right now. He's back. Perfect.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable for Fled to still come back from this, because Reqvam's last deck is also Miracle Rogue, and Miracle Rogue is terrible into Quest Priest. So it really is just going to come down to whether or not the Priest can get over the line against Hunter. Because he should be able to get over the line against the Rogue with not that much difficulty.
The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
Already a pretty solid start here for Reqvam. He already has the quest, of course. He already has the bunker, and he has Shell Shot. That's a solid removal option, as well as Barrack Codabane. It's going to be drawing him 3 cards later on, so far so good. And so far so good for Fled as well, because he already has the 2-drop for the first part of his quest.
Yeah. And also it is helping you to find the other part of the quest. So yeah, great to have the Strive in the Shadows. Okay, this time he's not going for coin Dumbledore. He played the quest on 1 this time.
I think Reqvam knows this is a different matchup, and it's obviously going to play a bit differently. But oh man, Reqvam's already off to Fled is already off to a pretty solid start here. Because that Thrive in the Shadows got him Identity Theft, which is going to mean that he's completing his quest on curve. At least the first stage.
Yeah, but you already have
Wait.
5 and 6.
I mean, those aren't good 5 and 6s. No.
Another 5?
I mean, it's pretty good though in quest sprees, because you've got 3 spells of your own in there as well.
But you are giving a target to your opponent's spell.
Those are 5 and 6s, AtomiK. Those are 5s and 6s.
They are better 5 and 6, I agree.
I didn't think I'd be seeing Tavish quest sprees today, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Yeah, Fled is off to a really good start in this game. Exactly the start he needs.
But yeah, you are not happy to play Minion because you are giving your opponent target for his spells, so you are helping him to progress his quest.
Yeah.
Oh, with Vol'jin you can bring back Tavish on board.
No. If Fled picks Vol'jin here, and Reqvam drops the Wound Prey and doesn't clear the 1/1, Vol'jin can fish Codabane out of Reqvam's hand. And then he won't draw any cards from it. He'll probably pick the safer option, yeah, which is Gift of No, but man, that possibility is enticing.
Here it might be coin Barrack.
Drawing 3 cards for Reqvam here.
You can kill it with Clear the Scene, or you can play your own Barrack. I like killing it because your health points are very important in this matchup because your opponent will try to kill you. Yeah.
Just gonna go for Clean the Scene. Seems fair. Not really a card that you can get much use out of in the matchup.
Why?
And of course, Fled went for the prayer in order to play around Ice Trap.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, because obviously, Fled can't know that this is Explosive Trap for Reqvam. He's got to make sure that his spell actually goes off.
Yes, fair point. Alright. The Fox helping you to trade the 4-1, the 4-4.
But yeah, I want to see Reqvam's reaction when he sees the Tavish coming down on 6. I imagine he is not going to be happy to see this card.
Yeah, he's not, I can see it, and he's not happy. Oh no, he's going to lose all his hair, scratching his head.
That's what I mean. If there's one thing we all know Reqvam for, he is a very emotional player at this game. So, when he's seeing nonsense like this happening, he is not going to be happy. I love you, Reqvam, but this is really funny.
You should
But
jump
yeah, this is 8 already as well. Like, he can swap over from Tavis to Cyrella if he wants to.
If you want to see it, just jump on the stream.
Oh,
in
this
10
is
minutes.
our Tavis!
Yeah, great! Tavish Mirror.
One good Tavis deserves another, I guess. Okay, I think Reqvam is probably a lot happier now. Especially because Fled doesn't have the 7-drop he needs to continue the quest this turn.
The path is clear.
So yeah, fortunately for Fled, he has a emergency maneuvers up, so this will be 2 more light shower elementals in a moment here.
But
Which
wow,
yeah, means the Zyro the Battlecry is going to get so much healing later on. Yeah.
Job's done.
See. Yeah, Reqvam's still missing that all-important... Oh, sorry, Fled's still missing that all-important 7 drop here to finish off the quest line. He doesn't really want to play Zyrella quite yet, if he can help it.
Want to know why they call me Kodo Bay?
The still no 7 drop quite yet. Mercy maneuvers coming down will not spawn the dormant minions right away. Reqvam will be waiting quite a while for these minions to return, sadly. But they will return eventually.
yeah, lots of health point to kill, so not easy for the shell shot to do it.
Yeah, and Reqvam's got to be a bit careful here. He doesn't want to fully complete the quest this turn, because if he does, Phaeton the Magi could come down and steal Tavish, and then all of a sudden Fled is the real quest hunter in this game. So yeah, just gonna play it slow, patiently, just making sure that you can actually play the quest reward on time.
Yeah. Just, yeah, next turn he's able to do Arcane Shot and Quick Shot and play the reward, so should be fine. And yeah, only 1 spell to play because the explosive trap is triggering.
Yeah. And of course, it would have been the same thing there if Reqvam played any other burn spell this turn. Then the explosive trap would have resolved. The 8-mana Light Shower Elemental, though, completing 1/2 of the quest. So now all Fled needs is that 7 drop, and his quest is fully complete. And in a slightly unfortunate turn of events, because of these dormant minions being in the way, there's going to be 2 less slots on the board for Animal Companions coming off of Tavish here. So this turn won't be quite as threatening as it almost could possibly have been.
Yeah. So he will not play all his small spells.
Let's see here. Explosive Trap. 1 final refresh. Leox everywhere.
Okay, so Hofled can deal with that board. He has a Condemn, dealing 3.
Yeah, 3 is not quite enough. There's 2 condemns though. Let's see. So Vol'jin is going to bounce Tavish back. And obviously it doesn't matter if you play Tavish again. You won't be getting 2 Animal Companions, thankfully.
Yes, but that's...
Quite a risky maneuver though from Fled here if he's going to play that Spirit Guide. Because that means he's leaving all of this minion damage up. This might come back to haunt him in a moment. We're going to find out. It really depends on what's coming off of these Animal Companions. Like, Fled will just be praying, just not Huffer, not Huffer, not Huffer. He just wants nothing but Mishas here. That's all Fled is looking for.
Because
just only Misha.
even Leok are dealing damage. Oh.
Yeah. Let's see, is that Huffer? Oh, that's a Leok. New York is technically less damaged than Huffer, and crucially, it's not a minion you can just trade away, so Reqvam's out of space. His board is too full. So he's going to have to leave it off here and float 6 mana this turn, which is not great.
But yeah, if the game is going to the long run and you still have lots of resources in hand, you are quite okay. Because yeah, that
Yeah,
just
you're
would
okay,
be-
you're okay with it now. What happens if you keep rolling Mishas? You just never roll Huffer. That could happen. You never know. But yeah, so I rather will be a board clear here.
Okay, so he will have lots of rolls. Maybe more Huffer this time.
Maybe. Ooh, Misha's good for Fled though. It's just another obstacle that's going to divert some of Reqvam's damage away. But yeah, Reqvam, as you said, there's tons of ammo in the tank. But he's doing fine at the moment.
Yeah, aim shot is 3 damage. Wow, Misha again. Fled being happy about that. Wow.
Yeah, this is a lot of Mishas, dude. Oh no. Reqvam, no. Get Huffers, please. No, Reqvam, you need to get Huffers.
Never Huffer.
Never Huffer, only Misha. Okay, there we go. That's
He's
one.
here.
There's 1 out of 5 rolls. That is depressing. And here's the thing. Like, Reqvam needs to get Huffers, because eventually he's gonna run out of cards. And then when he runs out of cards, he can't summon animals anymore.
He's
So
far.
it's like... I'm joking, but this is also pretty bad for Reqvam here. If Fled can stabilize. This is not looking likely. It is looking very likely that Fled is about to die, but you know. If Fled can stabilize, he's in a pretty solid position.
Reqvam still has a Furious Howl, giving him lots of cards, so he's far from running out of cards. Not that far,
So
but
Fled here can trade both of his minions, and that fully infuses Clear the Scene, which clears the board. And at the moment, Reqvam only has 3 damage from hand. He could whiff again. He only got 2 Huffers that turn. He could whiff again. See, here we go. Condemn rank 3. Oh no, he's gonna, and then Fled is gonna play it safe and just drop Cyrella and just get like all the health back from the 3 Light Shower Elementals that died. Alright.
yeah, careful, your hand is at 10 cards, so if you are drawing Mutanus, you will never finish the quest.
He has a Blackwall Behemoth in his deck though,
Oh,
so he can still complete the quest.
Yeah, alright.
Anyway, let's see. Reqvam's still just never getting Huffer, dude.
What?
Huffer is just non-existent.
At least Liok is 2 damage.
Yeah, Leok is still damaged, but it's not Huffer.
Nah, Misha again.
This is never Huffer, dude. And as I say, this is getting kind of awkward now for Reqvam, because he's starting to run out of damage. Like, he's starting to run out of cards. There's only so many animals he can spit out in the game, and if he keeps getting Mishas and Leox, he's never going to push damage. He's going to build a board but not push damage, and that gives Fled the opportunity to clear the board and just carry on with his life.
It's basically the only thing that Fled can do with his hand is it's only board clearing.
Yeah. So clean the scene, clears everything apart from Tavish here, and then the light burns clears Tavish. And now Theodore the Mad Duke is going to give Fled just something completely worthless here. It's probably just going to give him a minion if possible, Or if not that, there's some really expensive dumb spell that he can't really use.
Rune, I think.
Like-
Rune.
Like, yeah, Shaman Ruin, a really expensive dumb spell he can't use. Case in point.
But yeah, I would have loved to give him a Rune Assault. You can play Rune right if there are no minions.
I believe you can, but
Yes,
it's still 4 mana do nothing, which is not what you need when you keep rolling Misha.
4 mana summon Huffer, maybe?
Nah, summon Misha.
It
Oh, there
is.
we go. That's
Great spell.
Oh. Those are probably the best outcome, actually, for Reqvam here, to be honest.
The rush one was
Oh,
great.
there they are, finally, Huffers. They do exist. I don't believe it.
Alright. -10 for Fled.
Yeah, Condemn clears most of this. Gift of the Naru's just giving Fled a little bit more sustainability. So yeah, Fled, this one is at 16. Reqvam has 3 damage from the stag that's about to materialize. Can he push this over the line? He needs to get more Huffers. Really good start though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good start. All right. See. Oh, come on, come on, Reqvam. You need one more Huffer. Come on, one more Huffer, please.
And here it is.
There we go. He finally figured out how to summon Huffer, and Reqvam will be taking a solid 3-1 win over Fled here. Well played.
Yeah, finally Huffer did the job.
It took him a while. It took him a while to get those Huffers, but we got there in the end.
So alright, let's jump. See if players are up to a post-match interview. Okay, Flight just disconnected from the cam, so maybe he's not.
Well, we'll find out in a moment.
I will
won't we?
ask at least Reqvam. Asking him. Okay, yeah, he's putting his headphones, so I think yes. Great. Calling him right now.
Hello.
Hello, Reqvam. Well played.
Hello, hello. Thank you.
And okay, Paraducks is a little bit laggy to reconnect.
Mhm.
So okay, great job with your Quest Hunter. It was an interesting pick in your lineup because it's not the most played deck in ladder or even in tournament. So what were your thoughts behind bringing that hunter?
Well, mostly since I was on vacation when submissions were happening for this round, so I just copied Habugabu's entire lineup from GM without thinking too much. I mean, he had the 3 good decks: the mage, the druid, and the rogue. And then hunter seemed like, sure, let's jam a hunter in there. Why not? Yeah, it worked out really, really well.
Yeah, well, I was about to say it worked out well, and then you sort of led with the identity theft and get
Yeah.
damage.
That
was
was
good.
that was
good.
quite annoying. Getting the best card from my deck and the best card from my hand. Getting the best card from my hand is expected. It's like Theotar, you just, oh well, they're gonna get the best card, whatever. You deal with it. But the Tavish with the elementals was quite annoying. I was just hoping that there would be no hero card, but there was. And he managed to get a turn off where he could stabilize while developing the hero card in full healing, so it got tricky, but in the
You
end,
still found
got
enough
there
buffers
somehow.
in the end.
Yes, got lucky in the end.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. There's been a lot of talk lately regarding like tilt, like how it affects people. Like I'm sure you've seen the whole like controversy with like Pascoa and Explizers. Obviously, like you are very well known for being quite salty yourself sometimes. So
I mean,
I just
it's
want to
more
hear
of
your
a
thoughts on the matter.
it's more of a stream persona. When I compete, I don't really let it get to me. What happens unless I'm extremely tilted. But usually I manage to focus pretty well when I'm playing tournaments, and like all the roping, mind games, all that bullshit. It doesn't really affect me.
Yeah. How would you recommend going about that to anyone like suffering from tilt themselves that just gets a bit too invested in the game?
Uh, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to deal with because it takes a lot of time to get to a point. If you're a tilter, because I wasn't always like completely cool with tournament play. I used to tilt on ladder even a lot, but it just comes with time. You can't. You just have to work through it. Just try not to tilt. Literally, it takes a while, but it's achievable. Just focus on the end goal, not on the immediate. You know, you go down 0-2 in a series. Series is still not done. You can still reverse sweep, even if your opponent has, I don't know, a full counter. Like you're playing. You remember the bomb warrior days when people would hard target your bomb warrior. You had like 10%. You can still reverse sweep. You can still find the 5%ers in a row, and you just gotta focus on every turn maximizing your percentages. Because once you realize Hearthstone is just about percentages, that's all you care about. Do the best decisions to get max percent. Nothing more you can do.
Nothing more you can do. Fair enough. Wise words indeed. So we were talking at the start of the broadcast, like going over the different groups. How hard do you think your group is? Like, I assume you've seen all the people in your group.
I actually
Now that you're
haven't.
1-0, do you think you're gonna get that? Do you think it's gonna be a bit difficult?
I actually don't know who's in my group because, like I said, when the tourney was starting, I was on vacation, so I didn't really take a look. But I see
That's
Dravo,
okay. I'll
Mighty.
let you know. I'll let you know now. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
Drivo, Mighty, like you said, Fled, of
Mhm.
course, who you just played against, Wyra, and Bruto. Like those are the people in your group.
Pretty good group. Pretty good group. Got two GMs who were in the running until very recently for Worlds. Now they're like the rest of us plebs. Got Wirer, got Dravo. Dravo recently off a second place finish in whatever the name of the MT before the last one was.
The one that Pocket Train won.
Yeah, the one the Pocket Train won. Bruto doesn't have that many tournament results behind his name, but like he's definitely a top player. Always high ranked on ladder. I think he has a couple of rank 1 finishes. And Wire just a great deck builder. 6-2 in the last MT if I'm not mistaken as well, with his own take on the meta. He's always really good in this type of field where you know your opponents and you can try to prepare for them specifically. I think that's where he excels. Kind of like Fled, kind of like Super Fake as well. So definitely a strong group all around.
Fair enough. You think you're going to qualify anyway, though? Just easy clap. Just easy 6-0.
Well, not easy clap, but yeah, I'm looking to qualify definitely. Nice start in the first week for sure.
No.
You're better than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, as we mentioned, you can afford one loss, so it's a great start to start with a win.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I think unless Tommy wants to say anything, I think we'll let you go for now.
yeah, I'm okay. Unless if Reqvam has something to add.
Nah, nothing in particular. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Alright, thank you for joining us and good luck in the next tournaments. You will face
Thank you.
next week of the Max League.
Yep.
See you.
See you next time.
See you on the stream tomorrow, mate. Bye.
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 Alright.
Alright,
So let's move on, shall we, to our next match between Pascoa from Brazil and DeadDraw from the United Kingdom.
yes. So let's take a look at this group with Otsuna, Jimon, Pascoa, DeadDraw, Atanas, and IG Shuemu. On my side, there are not players that I know very well. Name I have heard, but I didn't see them that much in tournaments. Atanas, I will be honest, is not known from me. What about you, Paraducks?
Right, so I could be wrong, I probably am, but Athanas is a Greek player, and I believe he plays a lot on Asia, I think. I know there's like one Greek player that's like consistently really high in Asia, and I think it's Athanas, but I could be wrong. It's like, that's the main thing I know about him, and the one thing I universally know about pretty much everyone in Greece is they just love aggro. They love aggro, like Cursed, Fulmenos, like those guys, like the main like aggro pioneers. They will bring aggro to like almost every tournament they can. I don't know if Athanas is like in that same like ecosystem, but it wouldn't surprise me. Aside from that, of course, Otsu, Pascoa, DeadDraw are similarly part of the Meister Torneo group, so obviously I know how good they are. Like, all very strong players. DeadDraw and Pascoa, of course, are in Worlds already. So, like, that's already a good indicator of how good these players are. And then, of course, finally we have Jimon, who is from Japan, who I believe had a pretty good Open Cup record this year, as far as, like, my stats showed. And then Shuimu, of course, from China, and we don't really have many metrics in general from China, because they obviously run a different format from us, but China has consistently done pretty well in Masters Tours, like, as a general, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this guy is also a really solid player, like, in his own right.
Alright, so let's move with the lineups. And here we have Pascoa's lineup, playing Druid, Mage, Rogue, and Warlock. So this time the bans are on the Rogue. Last video that there were 2 Druid ban. Here there are 2 Rogue ban. So this time we will be able to see the Druid played. So yeah, non-alignment Druid. So you are playing Naga Giant. You are playing Ivus, the Forest Lord, and you can duplicate them thanks to the Oracle of Eliun. And you also have the close to OTK combo with Denasrius plus Bran, because you can go up to 20 mana thanks to Guff, so you can easily bring that combo down.
Yeah, as I was about to say, and of course we also have a smaller like combo with the Battleground Battlemaster, the Oracle, and the Naga Giants. Interestingly, Pascoa is only running 1 copy of Insatiable Devourer, the 9 mana infused minion that can just eat minions on the board. But that card is usually seen as a 2-off in Druid, and it's especially good in the mirror match, which Pascoa has left up and is still running a list that I think is more generally teched for like aggressive type decks. So we're seeing like other cards like Double Druid of Reef, Spammy Arcanist. Like, this is a less greedy version than I necessarily would be playing, but I'm sure Pascoa has a plan with this Druid list. Like, in general, like, in this format at the moment, it seems like you either ban Druid or Rogue. Like, those are, like, the main 2. And if you're going to ban Rogue, like, from the get-go, then you need the rest of your lineup to, like, have a plan to deal with the other deck.
And yeah, then there is still the extra large Big Spell Mage. This time it's with, Big Spell, not the pink package. And finally, you have the Abyssal Implock. First time we are seeing this deck on stream, so it's basically the Implock package with the with the library, the impending catastrophe to draw lots of cards. And you have also the Abyssal package with Abyssal Wage, Zacule, Cultist, and Drag Below, and you can replay even your curse spells thanks to Lady Darkbane that is giving you 2/1 shades that are gaining the Death Rattle from the last shadow spell you played. This one is a pretty aggressive one. You are not in extra large version, you don't have a high curve, you are top curving with Imp King Reqvam, so you still want to apply some pressure and maybe finish your opponent with the curses.
Yeah, and this comes back to what I was saying earlier, where when you're bringing decks in this format, you're bringing them for a reason. And like when you're choosing to leave Druid up, you have to have a plan to beat it, because otherwise Druid can sweep you. And so Pascoa's idea is play this Warlock deck that's very aggressive. Like, of course, we do have the traditional Zoo engine with like the Flame Imp, the Library, etc. But have this Curse engine as sort of like a fallback plan. Like, I don't know how like the matchup goes into Druid, but I could see it being favored for Zoo for sure. Because like the other like really good deck into Druid would be like aggro Druid, which you kind of don't want to bring, because then that takes up your Druid slot. So it's sort of like a compromise almost from Pascoa.
Alright, so let's move with the next lineups. And here we have DeadDraw's lineup playing Mage, Priest, Druid, and Rogue, but the ban is on the Rogue. We have it's a real weak Priest, it's not the combo Priest. It's the aggro version of the weak Priest. I like it. I love it because it's okay against Rogue. Against most of the deck, you can just apply pressure. So, but okay, whatever. Here we will not see it against Rogue. But in the current metagame, I really love that weak Priest.
Yeah, and like the schools of thought with this deck are like you either play it with like the combo version, which is better against Rogue, or you play it with the traditional like Naga package, which is better against Druid. And like I said before, right? If Pascoa is bringing the Warlock deck to beat Druid, then DeadDraw is bringing the Priest deck to beat Druid. And yeah, with cards like Pelagos, like if you can just get like one big minion, like any one big minion to stick, and you cast a boon on it, it is so hard for Druid to beat that. Like they need Starfish, and even with Starfish, Boon of the Ascended stats will remain. Because the Kyrian like doesn't have the buff, it just has those as the base stats. And then you can just bless the Kyrian afterwards, so it's kind of difficult. Like, the matchup is not easy for Druid, especially because Pascoa is only running one copy of the Devourer. If he's running two of them, it would be easier for him to be able to draw one, and then if you use it enough to potentially stabilize with that off the back end. But, because if you're only running one, it's a bit of a tougher sell. And yeah, the rest of DeadDraw's lineup is pretty standard for the most part. He's playing a similarly like anti-aggro-ish version of the Druid. He is running two Devourers though, and he is running Queen Najara as like part of his like late game. But mostly pretty standard stuff. And then finally he has the XL Spooky Mage, which is a pretty standard list for the most part. He's running Kale for Sin Strider, which is a card you don't often see in the list. But aside from that, pretty standard stuff for the most part.
Yeah, there's not that much variety in the metagame right now, because we are only seeing the six same classes with Warrior, Demon Hunter, and Paladin totally killed, so it's quite repetitive to cast.
They murdered my boy. And they murdered Uther. He was great in the last meta with Lifewood Carrier costing 7. It was amazing. Now he's unplayable. Worse than unplayable, he's now the worst class in the game. I just want to play Paladin, man. It's so fun. But no one else wants to play Paladin, so they're not bringing good cards. It's depressing.
Yeah, I also like Paladin, and I'm quite sad that it disappeared. But alright, let's see if the players are ready. Telling them they can start.
Yeah, and as I said, of course, both players are going to be making sure that they've got their queue order ready to go and make sure they are queuing the optimal decks in game one, because as Reqvam said, it's all about ensuring the numbers are in your favor. It's all about making sure you have the highest possible odds in every scenario you're in. Because that's what you can control in Hearthstone. You can't control the RNG, but you can control everything besides.
Alright, Pascoa looks ready. Oh no, only close to. Alright, so yeah, as before, the queue order will be very important, but the last beer was not what is happening most of the time in Lost Heroes Standing, because players are talking that the one who is winning the first game is very far in the beer, because you can just counter queue, etc. until you're winning 3-2. But yeah, this time totally sweep from the hunter. Yeah,
Waiting for them to start.
the draw browsing his collection, so maybe yeah, making sure
Maybe he's trying to like build one of the decks last minute. I don't know.
maybe he didn't have enough of dust and will have to.
Oh, I hope he has enough dust. Like, this is me server. I hope. Otherwise, we have bigger problems.
Alright. Oh no. Perfect. Here we are. With the player's webcam. So yeah, you will have DeadDraw at the bottom of your screen and Pascoa at the top. Alright, yeah, so you were asking if we had a test game before. No, we are just starting
No.
the real fight.
It's already 9 p.m. in the UK and it's later in France. Please get started, I beg of you. Please. God knows we'll be spending like half an hour on the post-game interview anyway. But yeah, here we go. Now getting into game number 1 here between Pascoa and DeadDraw. So let's see what they're going to play first.
Great.
So let's see, it looks like we are going to see the Druid versus the Zoo up first here. Not a good matchup at all going in for DeadDraw here. So Pascoa brought this deck specifically to beat Druid. See if he can pull it off.
Okay, you have the circle on 3, and if it got killed, you can just play Infuse Demons. But yeah, it's not likely that against Druid your imps going to be destroyed.
Ooh,
Great.
good start here. Pascoa needs this early game. Drawing Wicked Shipman is definitely solid, but he doesn't have a player 2. He has to tap. Oh, but he drew Reqvam. Ooh, that's very helpful. Because now Reqvam is almost certainly going to get fully infused on curve. That's a huge deal.
And yeah, if he's not going to be infused on curve, it just means that all your minions are alive, so you're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, like, previously this Zoo deck ran a card called Shady Bartender, which I know you'll make a joke about in a second. But yeah, like, Shady Bartender would, like, buff all of your imps being free freeze. And then you really can't ignore them. But right now, like, they're only dealing 6 per turn at most. And that just means DeadDraw just has free reign to just ramp up and then get to his big comeback turns, like using cards such as Scale of Onyxia.
There is the Vile Library punish. Okay, 2 health point is very important because you can't infuse your Mischievous Imp if you are trading with 2 imps.
Yeah, it's 1 off at the moment. Needs 1 more minion to die to fully infuse it.
Yeah.
I wonder if you go for it anyway, like you just double trade and then just go for Mischievous Imp here anyway.
Or you can drag below the system, so you are starting to curse your opponent, or you can hero power, and then if there is nothing great, touch of
Just want to put
the
stats on the
Nostrism.
board, man. But looks like Pascoa is going to go for the drag below here. Just to be fair, this is also not that bad, because you can set up Lady Darkvein with this going into next turn. But yeah. DeadDraw here doesn't really have much to do at the moment, aside from maybe going for another Widowbloom Seedsman. Which I don't think Pascoa would be too upset about, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, what is
See, River
inside?
Guidance Aquatic Form seems okay.
Yeah. Oh, there is Guff, but
Can't really play it right now, though, is the problem. It's just going to go for Planted Evidence. You get another Aquatic Form.
I don't think you play it right now.
No, you wanna save it for Guff, for sure, yeah. So you just go for another Seedsman here.
More mana.
And now...
nourish.
Yeah, Nourish is a good draw, but now Pascoa has enough slots to drop Lady Darkvein on the board.
But yeah,
This is a pretty significant amount of pressure coming off from Pascoa here. Like, DeadDraw's got to do something.
not a bad top deck here.
Not at all! You can clear everything apart from Lady Darkvein here. Or
Clear Dark Vein.
you can clear Lady Darkvein and all of the imps. That might be better, actually.
Because-
Yeah, that might be better.
Without target, the curse is not going in the draw's hand, so it might be a great thing to clear everything except
Well-
the shadow.
I mean, it'll hit a random target, right?
Yep.
So... Yeah, deal 4 damage to a minion, so... So, but... There's no way for you to make sure it doesn't have a target here, that's the problem. Right? I don't see how you can prevent the drag belows from going off in this position.
For no one.
Okay. Oh, he's going first with the shadow trade,
Ooh.
killing
Drag
his...
below, clearing the whelp. Let's
Yeah.
see where the other one's going. So there's another whelp, and now that means that Imp King Reqvam is going to be fully infused going into turn 6. The pressure is not being let up in the slightest for Pascoa here. And there's not really a good answer DeadDraw has to this. There's just so much pressure, so much damage being pushed. Yeah, you gotta go for Reqvam here. Reqvam is insane on turn 6.
Yeah, always. Lots of board. 3 health is quite helpful because your opponent can't Onyxia
Well, they
it.
can't scale anyway if it's been overdrawn.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Ivus is okay, right? You
Well,
can...
the problem with Ivus, though, is that it spends all of your mana, which means the curses go off and you take damage anyway.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah, you
I don't
can't...
know, this deck is growing on me. Cool. It's doing its job, that's for sure. It's beating the snot out of DeadDraw here. he's at 8 at the very least if he goes for Ivus here.
Okay, yeah, going for Ivis. And you play it right. You can curse Naga Giant and play the Earthen Scales on your Naga
You
Giant.
have to admit, that is a terrible idea. Like, you're leaving all the minions on board, and you're not giving a taunt. Like, yeah, this is the only viable play. But yeah, it won't be enough. Dragged Below deals 4 damage. 2 of the imp and the touch would clear Omu. And so yeah, Pascoa up 1-0 here with this imp curse warlock doing its job right out the gate, deleting Druid from DeadDraw. And now DeadDraw's in a really rough position. Arguably his best deck is already gone. And Pascoa still has his Druid left in the bank.
Yes, yeah, very lucky Q from Pascoa for his first game. So yeah, 1-0 for Pascoa.
Yeah, DeadDraw's just got to figure out what exactly he's going to play into this Zoo deck here.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the Priest, which is not great, and what he's most likely going to queue, the Mage, which is not terrible into the matchup, but the problem with Mage is that it's not good into Druid, so it's a bit of a negative spiral. And instead, DeadDraw's going to go for the Priest here. Very interesting choice.
Shall bring victory.
He's already drawn the Serpent Wig, which is the best card in the deck, so he's already off to a good start, but he needs the Naga. He needs the Naga to make that card viable, otherwise he is in trouble.
Job's done.
Yeah, so far Pascoa once again off to a pretty solid start here, but ooh, there's the Amalgam. Okay. He's got the Naga that can power up the Serpent Wigs. Oh, Shower Devour, that is huge.
Yeah.
That is such a good card in this matchup. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can just
Like,
solo win with it.
Yeah, because all these imps have 1 health. So they all die, and then your minion is massive. And then you just boon it, and then you're good to go. Huh. Well, that's not good for Pascoa if he goes too wide. What does he do? Wait, it would be great if he can get Imp King for farm down, but that's not happening for 4 more turns.
Okay. You want to wait to use your divorce, so you can just vicious serpent and serpent.
Yeah, I mean, Sliver Spear is now at 7 health and can't be clipped this turn. Even double touch and double trade wouldn't do it. And so yeah, this is a really good start for DeadDraw now. It was a bit wobbly at first, but now we're off to the races. Especially, heaven forbid, Pascoa goes for. Oh no!
No.
No, that's so bad for Pascoa. Oh no!
Close to game over.
I hesitate to agree, but yeah, I think it is game over, to be honest. Because yeah, now Scribe double wig into Shower Devour. All the minions are gone. Your Serpent Spear is insanely massive, and then you just Boon of the Ascended, and it's all over. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what I get for thinking the Priest was a questionable queue here. Well done, DeadDraw. You proved me wrong. I wonder if he'll go for the wig. Like, just play a wig just to get the even bigger Kyrian here. I wouldn't mind it, honestly.
You can play. You can do close to every play. There are only winning plays. But yeah,
You're
no.
not wrong.
But yeah, Reqvam will
That
come.
being said, real talk though, Reqvam can come down next turn, and Reqvam actually is kind of competitive against this minion. Like if he doesn't put the Kyrian down now. So yeah, he's gonna put the Kyrian down now and push for lethal here, which is definitely a solid play. Look at this! It's a 718 with Torn. What are you doing against that? Nothing. Get out of here.
1-1.
Yeah. I'm not used to the style of the priest, man. I want my priest games to be slow and fill the opponent with sleep. And this one's is over in 5 turns. Scary. But yeah, here we go. Game number 3 here. Pascoa going to queue up the mage now.
Curiosity will be the end of you.
The light shall bring victory.
Alright, you have
Trying to
the
hold that druid
cathedral.
back.
Pascoa, yeah, going for the mage, you can just infinite freeze your opponent's big minions with the two location.
Yeah, but you're gonna deal with them at some point.
I see you brought guests.
You can just
Like
freeze.
Yeah, because like Boon of the Ascended summons a minion with taunt, so you can't just like freeze it and go face forever. Like I think Pascoa's plan will probably be just like do that and then eventually just like hope that Root of the Archmage just like pulls him over the line. But either way, this is still a really good start for him. Like no questions asked.
Yeah. Okay, so the cathedral will be able to draw some cards because DeadDraw doesn't have his wig at the moment. Looking for them.
Absolutely, Mugwort Scribe contests the 2-3 somewhat cleanly, but sadly it does not contest the location well at all here.
Yeah. And if the mage is taking the board, it will be very hard for the priest to come back on the board.
Yeah. At least not without like going in like all on one turn. So here we go. Nightcloak Sanctum coming down.
Here's a way to come
Okay.
back on the board.
That's a really good way to come back on the board. But when do you play it? Because that's a legendary. You can only play that once. And obviously Pascoa isn't just going to spam location every turn. He's going to time them carefully.
Oh, DeadDraw not drawing his location. Quite interesting.
Well, DeadDraw was probably holding onto this just so he can like guarantee a like easy way of clearing the board with Blade Master Samurai. Because like if you play location effect now, you can't play it next turn. And either way, the minion would most likely still die, like even with the location buff here. So you don't need to be playing it just to draw a card, which isn't that great. I think the debate for Pascoa here is like, do I make the pick that DeadDraw won't pick? Because First Flame is, in my opinion, the obvious pick here.
Ice Barrier would be a very great pick for DeadDraw if you can pick it. Ah, I don't know. No, maybe not.
Well, we'll find out in a moment. Because obviously Pascoa didn't play the secret, so... But you could easily make the case though that location is better than secret in that position, so... Honestly, I'd say DeadDraw probably should pick Ice Barrier here because I don't see First Flame being that useful for him. It's never C4 Gateway. Never. Oh, and I think he went for First Flame, so that's a little bit unfortunate.
Wrong. And yeah, Sam Rock plus the location to come back on the board.
It's a temporary fix though. Because Pascoa still has both of his locations up, so the idea that these minions are going to do anything for a while is not realistic.
But yeah, besides this location, you don't have really good plays for Pascoa. You can play the Mailbox Dancer, but it's not that insane.
That's right. Feel
You're going to free Samura here? You don't necessarily have to. But yeah, Pascoa is going to go for the freeze here, develop Ice Barrier this turn. Now the question is, when is DeadDraw going to fully commit? Because he has the Radiant Elemental. As long as he can get a Serpent Wig, he can go for a pretty big commit turn at some point. He's drawn the Wig. And so yeah, this comes back to the question that Artie posed at the start of this game, which is, like, sure, Pascoa can freeze the minions. He has Vard in these locations. But he can't do it forever. There's going to come a point he's going to have to clear these minions. And at the moment, he doesn't really have a good way of doing that. That I can notice anyway.
I must consider.
But yeah, with 1 minion still on board, things can go very fast for the draw because you have the Radiant Elemental in hand, you have the Handmaiden, so if you are drawing them Valish, you can have just infinite damage with the Serpent Wig. At least close to infinite.
Yeah, it just depends on how many times you can chain Serpent Wig in a single turn.
Yeah.
But for right now, Score's hand is not looking that great. He has the ability to free some of these minions, sure. But he can't clear them. That's the problem here. The problem is he can't clear the minions. And he doesn't have any card draw either, so he's kind of up a creek without a paddle.
Spammy Arcanist can do some thing if you are trading the mailbox into the treasure guard.
Yo, that doesn't sound that bad, honestly. Like, it would be 1, 2, and then 3, so the Samurai would be a 3/3 minion. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Like, it clears most of the threats here. But yeah, there we go. 3 damage to Samurai. So we're going to leave it up for this turn, preserve that location, and now, is this the turn where DeadDraw is going to go in with the Radiant, or is he going to wait one more turn?
Yeah,
DeadDraw should be aware that that secret is Ice Barrier. He would have seen it from the Suspicious Alchemist earlier in the game. He should know what that is.
With only one Serpent Wig, I think you have to wait for the...
Question is then, how do you find the second Serpent Wig? I guess you just have to hope to draw it.
Yeah, you have Handmaiden to draw cards. But yeah, you're missing a hand space, whatever. And Treasure Guard is not helping you about hand space.
It has got a very thick body on it, though. Which is useful when you're just trying to get any, like, big-ish minion to stick to get blessed.
Yeah.
Like, as long as DeadDraw can just stick, like, one decent threat, that's all he really needs at the end of the day. There's only so many ways that Pascoa can deal with these minions. Especially when he's not drawing well like this.
I can take him. Wait.
So yeah, Reckless coming down, wiping Samurai from the board.
Yeah, but still, that regard on board. Yeah, here you can start with Handmaiden to see what is inside.
Seems reasonable to me. It also powers up the Serpent Wig.
Thrive?
The... Is DeadDraw going to go in now? I don't think he will.
No.
I think he's going to wait a little bit longer.
With Valish you could have, but yeah, here you don't have
But yeah,
enough mana.
he doesn't have Valish yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pascoa is going to be a little bit cautious now. Because yeah, with 10 cards in hand, the chances of a big combo coming out soon is very, very high. It's also worth pointing out that DeadDraw has not found Pelagos yet. I believe he runs it. I'm just going to check to make sure he runs it, but he should run it. Yeah, he does run Pelagos. So, Pelagos and 2 Bless mean that like any minion can quickly just become wildly out of control.
Yeah, you are still far from Mudrush, but Varden can help you to survive. Here, as Pascoa, you
Yeah,
know.
but how do you win? That's the question here. The question is, how do you win the game? Not how can you survive. Like,
Top
surviving is
decking,
nice, but we need to win the game.
top decking box, but you have to wait for that box. So you have to survive to that box.
I guess. I wonder if maybe you go like location freeze 4/3, location freeze 3/8, Varden clears the 4/3, puts the 3/8 to full health, and then you clear it with Reckless this turn. It's pretty taxing on the location, but it leaves you with 3 minions in play, and it clears the biggest minion from DeadDraw's side of the board, and it freezes the 3/2.
Yeah, very difficult turn for Pascoa here.
Yeah, that's the play I would go for personally. I think, yeah, Pascoa is eyeing it up as well. Yeah. Okay, actually, yeah, this is a bit more sensible because he still has the 3 like part of his hero power. Yeah. That's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hand is too full.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like it is go time for DeadDraw here. Radiant Elemental Cathedral. Oh, and he's got Pelagos.
Yeah.
Yeah, his minions are about to become massive thanks to that card. Especially Pelagos with Shower Devour. That's a combo. Whether he goes for it here, though, that's another question. I'm not sure he will, but he might do. Driving the Shadows, second Serpent Wing picked up. That is huge. DeadDraw absolutely need that for this pop-off turn. Got Zola the Gorgon that can add another copy of any of these useful pieces to DeadDraw's hand.
But this Radiant would just be froze by wait. There's only one location, right, on board?
There's only one location.
Oh, I have a
here.
visual bug because I am seeing 2 locations.
Yeah, well, there's one active, right? Because Pascoa used one.
Oh,
like,
alright.
So one is face down, one is face up. So
Oh,
that's not
okay,
on you,
okay.
don't worry. But either way, these minions are massive. And Pascoa does not have a good way of answering them. Like, plural. Drakefire's not going to do it. Spammy's not going to do it. Brandfall's definitely not going to do it. That's not good. Pascoa needs Blizzard badly. Only way he's realistically going to be able to get anything done, and he doesn't run it, so ignore that. Yeah, either way, can't afford to keep Drake Fire Amulet here. There's no way you can keep that card. Like, you're never playing it next turn. Never. I refuse to believe it.
Works against me.
He's trying to find some spammy turn, but it will be hard to reach
Yeah.
19, I think.
Yeah, no way. And yeah, like, all DeadDraw needs is just one big minion, and he's got one. But it won't be enough to get lethal quite yet. It'll be close, but it won't be lethal quite yet. Ooh, but with Priestess Militia it might be.
Anybody?
Oh, we'll find out in a moment here. Yeah, you can Holy Smite. Yeah, it's a complicated turn. So Smite to create board space. And yeah, he's just gonna go for like a Blessed Boon turn, it looks like. Yeah.
That's still lots of damage. You can, yeah.
Yeah, you can keep going. Like, you can Zola and Radiant Elemental, push 2 more wigs, Valish, get all of your mana back.
Or Zola. Okay, you could have Zola and Nagaling, so you had even more Naga to play.
Quickly.
Yeah, but this is like... I think this is okay. It wasn't going to be lethal anyway. It would have been close, but it wouldn't have been lethal anyway. But yeah, either way, this is still an absurd amount of damage being pushed by DeadDraw here. But easily a 2-turn lethal setup.
Yeah. Only box can save Pascoa here.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, man. You've got 2 29-31 minions in play. And even if you silence them, that's not going to remove the stats from the Kyrians. Those stats are permanent.
You're removing
Well, most of the stats are permanent,
the
I should
taunt.
say.
You can go face thanks to the starfish.
And then what?
I don't know, I'm trying to find upside.
At the very least, you have to clear the 10-21, or else you're dead. Or you have to clear like everything around it.
Yeah, you're not dead on board.
For now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a Naga.
Well,
So it
no,
is
wait,
Lethal,
hold on.
thanks
Hold
to
on, no.
Polygos.
Yeah, first things first, we draw with the Cathedral here.
But if you're buffing the Nagling, 3,
No, there we go. There we go.
it was already Lethal.
Yeah, because you could go buff Nargaling and then go like Pelagos into
Yeah,
like, Wig, and then you're fine. Yeah.
whatever. Well played from the draw. If he's priest.
Yeah, 2-1 up here against Pascoa. And now Pascoa has to bring out the Druid, which is not what he wanted to do. Druid is definitely not good into this deck at all.
It is not.
But it's the only deck Pascoa's got, so he's got to keep do it.
Anduin versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
The light shall bring victory.
So, okay, you can have okay. It looks like an aggro Druid hand with the Druid and the 2
Yeah, I know,
Oracle.
right? I wouldn't mind Pascoa keeping Druid of the Reef here just to try to clear the first drop that DeadDraw puts down. Yeah, okay. Now, it's the question of the hour. Can DeadDraw draw the Serpent Wigs? Those are the most important card. He needs to find it. If DeadDraw doesn't find it, then this deck falls apart very quickly.
My blood boils for war.
Okay, at least you can trade the first minion, so you avoid a boost on it.
Hmm. It's like I think in Pascoa's mind, he's just trying to figure out like if there's a better target to like use Druid of the Refund.
Law be the seed, law be its own treasure.
Oh, he's going for the card draw as well with composting. I don't mind this. Just yeah, he kind of does need the resources, particularly the ramp, in order to keep up with what DeadDraw's doing. But yeah, man, this hand is so good for DeadDraw if he just has the wig. It's all he needs. He just hasn't found it yet.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good pickup.
yeah, it is.
Contest the 3-2, but like, DeadDraw can clear it pretty easily with Shadow Devour.
Yeah, you can go for Amalgam and Shadow, or in which order are you going for it? Okay, first Amalgam. School
It's a
Teacher
good
is
pickup
great.
though. Both of those are good pickups actually. Teacher and Handmaiden, but this
Yeah.
is like more card draw, which is what DeadDraw's hand desperately needs.
Yeah, because you have already 3 spells that you can use. So do you use Devour right now, so next turn you can coin Handmaiden? I like it.
Oh, if you do that, you mean you make it so your amalgam dies to hero power. That's the only thing I don't like about this.
You do it on the Amalgam?
So you have a 3-3 and a 2-3.
If you took the Handmaiden, you have to do it in my opinion. If not, you... Okay,
You're
DeadDraw
probably
disagrees.
right. You're probably right. I didn't like from my perspective, and probably DeadDraw's. That just feels like such a waste. That he just doesn't want to commit.
Okay, here at least you are stealing 1 health from Ivus. Or you can do it with Bliss.
It doesn't change any boundaries though, which is a bit of a nuisance because of that Divine Shield.
Yeah. Yeah, Shadow War Devour not killing the Divine Shield. I learned it the hard way against Paladin.
Well, it does kill it as long as the Divine Shield is 1 health
Yeah.
under it.
At least.
But yeah, here we go. Coin, Devour, and then Handmaiden to draw 3 cards.
Fabrics fit for her majesty.
Yeah, it's
If
not
you,
ideal.
if you did it last
DeadDraw
turn,
still has not found the wig yet. He needs to find this wig. Like, desperately needs to find it. Or else he is not going to be in a good spot in a couple of turns.
can draw
Did he
the-
get it? Oh, that's still not it. Is he going to go for Atonement and try to dig for it? He might do it. Because like, if you go for Treasure Guard, that's not getting it immediately, and you kind of want it immediately. Yeah, here we go. He's gonna go for it. Let's see if he gets it. It's 1 in 9 chance. Oh, he got the wig! Oh, that's huge.
Here it is.
So now he can play Murkwater Scribe and play the wig immediately if he wants to. Or he can go for Amalgam. Either way, still a pretty decent turn. And now his deck can finally start going off properly.
Sorry, Squishy.
So he's gonna go for Scribe here.
Okay, you are starting to have some minions. Guff, but
That's
too
really
late.
huge. That is such a huge draw for Pascoa here.
Not too late, you think?
Not at all. Because when you play Guff, like, you're going down to 3, then you go to 4, and then you can hero power, put yourself up a mana, and you can still play Starfish this turn, which leaves the board for the 3/2s, and then next turn, you can play Nixia.
Don't you like
And
just...
Nixia,
Okay.
like, that's way better than going for Miracle Growth here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
No,
right,
Guff is
because...
That's an insane topic here.
Yeah. Giving your Onyxia closer is great.
like especially in tandem with the silence this turn as well. Because like if it wasn't for the silence, then yeah, this play would absolutely be worse. But with the silence, it's now going to be quite a lot more difficult for DeadDraw to get a big Kyrian like going this turn.
You really want to silence? Yeah,
Yeah, you definitely want to silence it
Alright.
for sure.
I trust you.
Because you can't silence it. Wait, you didn't go for it. That's odd. Because the reason why I would go for silence here is because you can't Anixia and silence in the same turn. Like next turn, you're 1 mana off. So in my view, it would have been better to do it now. I guess Pascoa is feeling safe at 34. I guess. Pretty risky behavior though. Let's see if he gets punished. So I definitely trust Pascoa's judgment more than mine, that's for sure.
Okay, the draw is going to split the buffs. Because yeah, it's better against Onyxia because having one big minion to 8 health points is just a free trade for Onyxia.
Yeah. Either way, Anixia is still really good here for Pascoa, especially with the Nafrius in hand as well.
It is,
Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah, nah, it's gotta be Anixia here. I think the question for Pascoa is whether or not he goes for Earthen Scales this turn.
Yeah, or just hero power in ramp.
And gain mana, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, armor doesn't really matter for Pascoa in this position. You could make the argument of going Earthen Scales to make a Whelp be a 3-2. That has merit for, like, changing boundaries. So you have 6 Whelps. If you Earthen Scales one of the Whelps and trade. So 2 Whelps clears Treasure Guard, Anixia clears the 6-5. 3 more Whelps clears the 4-5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the final one clears the 3-2. Yeah. But it looks like he's going to go for the ramp instead with Anixia. And is just going to clear as much of the board. He's going to clear everything aside from the 3-2 here, it looks like.
Okay, Samurai is here.
Oh no, he's going to leave the 4-5 up. Okay.
Oh,
This could
Valish.
be lethal here.
Look at that
This
Valish
could
top
be-
deck. It will be lethal, I
Yeah,
think.
this could be lethal here.
With Handmaiden also
I'm
in
really
hand.
surprised I'm really surprised Pascoa would leave up the 4-5 rather than the 3-2 and the 2-3.
Not burst.
But yeah, those are not good spells.
Amulet
wanted
is
to-
summoning a 1-5, so it's still great.
I guess, but
Amulet is the best of
you
the
want to
other.
find a way to close this game out. That's kind of what you want to be doing at this point, if possible.
Yeah, but
So it's like, by that logic, I don't really want to do it, but better than the other options.
do you play the shard before for the mana?
Looks like it. This isn't lethal for DeadDraw, but
Yeah.
it is a ton of damage here.
Also board space issues.
Yeah, you can't go for Boon of the Ascended here, which is really bad. Because he's going for it anyway, but yeah, he doesn't have the space. This is not lethal, it's 3 damage off. And now, because Pascoa held onto the Starfish, he can silence the board, go for Scale of Anixia, or Denafrius, both are fine. I would prefer going for Scale here, because you can Earthen Scales, and then your Denafrius is just game ending by the moment it comes down.
If he didn't pick the amulet, he would have the. He had the board space to play. To have
Yeah,
the
you had the
boon.
board. Yeah, you had the board space, so you pick something else. Yeah.
So yeah, it should not have listened to me. My bad.
he heard from beyond the void, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. If I'm Pascoa here, I just want to slam Scale of Onyxia. I don't even want to think about the Nathrius. I guess like the logic for the Nathrius is that you have the lifesteal minion for next turn, but this is a way more reliable clear in this position.
Burning again.
And you kind of need to clear the board here. And yeah, Pascoa's just going to wipe every single minion with even a remotely decent health pool off. And now DeadDraw has to push 10 damage here somehow this turn, or else he is dead. No two ways around it. Now or never. Can he push the 10 damage? Not with those draws, that's for sure. So yeah, we are almost certainly about to move to game 5 here.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
Ah, you are still close. 3, 4. But yeah, the Nathrius is still here.
Yeah, Sire to Nathrius at this point, I believe, is healing for 18. Oh, sorry, it's healing for 16, which is still easily more than enough.
Yeah, close to
Like,
clearing the
Italy-
board.
Yeah, it clears the board and sets you back to 24 health. Like, you never die next turn. Like, you never die next turn, the board is completely gone. And then if the Nathrius ever connects with anything else, then it is game over.
Yeah. Okay. The draw can make his Samurai to 8. 9 attack. With a cheap Naga top deck, he could be able to clean the
I count
the
10
Nathrius.
attack. I count 10.
A toast.
To all who sought to kill me.
Like with Serpent Wing and Bless, it would be 10 attack.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be ideal, but you know, it's still doable.
Yeah, you have the Cathedral also to buff it. Yeah, you can go for Samurai, Bless, and then buff the Cathedral.
Blade seeks vengeance.
So yeah, great clear.
Yep, clears Onyxia and Denathrius, but Denathrius did his job, and so did Onyxia. They cleared the board.
And yeah, now my record growth will come, maybe.
Shrubagazor? Don't really need Shrubagazor here. Go for BB instead. And yeah, Insatiable Devourer. Go destroy Samuro. Get a massive body on board. And if DeadDraw doesn't deal with this, he is dead.
And I don't
Literally this time.
think he can deal with them. Huh?
I don't think he can either, but you gotta play it out just in case.
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
Okay, if you are going to 24 now. Not even on board, he's dead. He's still dead. But yeah, we can see that there is still the Battleground Battle Blaster in hand, so it's far. It's really lethal for Pascoa. No ways to avoid it, even with a taunt or something.
With Carestia's blessing, I will find the truth.
So yeah, Paraducks absolutely not gonna do it.
Oh.
Pick me, pick
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that won't be enough. Battleground Battlemaster will come in. Both of these minions will win Fury and it's all over. So yeah, moving on to game number 5 here.
Alright. 2-2, let's see who will win tonight. So we'll have Priest against... we'll have Mage against Druid. On the paper, Druid is favored, right?
I would say so, yeah, by a fairly substantive margin. But DeadDraw does have the Dawn Grasp already, which is by far the best card in the matchup, so it is still anyone's game.
Will be the end of you.
But yeah, this matchup has traditionally been fairly close, I would say, between the mage and the druid. But when the mage has the Dawn Grasp and the druid doesn't have the Guff, then obviously we know who's going to win.
With scraps.
But yeah, Pascoa already has sired Anathrius, so that chain is going to be started from turn 1. That's the Guff. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat tonight. We're in for a show. This is going to be a great game of Hearthstone, I can already tell. Yeah, come on, Pascoa, go for the greed. Live a little. Go for the Shrubagazor. Go for the Shrubagazor. Come on, man, do it. Do it. Do it. Go for the greed. We love value here. Value is way better than ramping.
Very difficult justice for Pascoa.
Yeah, he does go for the greed, which I'm honestly a fan of objectively anyway, because you have the Guff and you have Nourish in hand anyway. And yeah, let's go wants to hold on to the Innovate, because that Innovate's a 3/3 in 2 turns. That's a tempting proposition. And this Maze deck is pretty slow. It's not going to put on any pressure next turn, realistically speaking.
Yes, and giving time to the druid is exactly what the druid wants. More time to reach his big threat.
Yeah. We see him, Pascoa, preemptively going for the Guff anyway, just to get it online. To make absolutely sure the Theater can't steal it, which is understandable. Because, yeah, if Theater stole Guff, that would be a game ender.
Alright, 2 more mana crystals.
They're at 10 mana presently.
Yeah, that's a lot.
No waves can sink this ship. Me tusks won't stop shattering.
But yeah, it's just no major pressure coming out from DeadDraw here. And now the Shrubagazor is going to come down, and we're going to get so many 3/3s this game. Oh man. No, he doesn't take Convoke Spirits. As much as I want him to, he's going to go for natural causes and be sensible.
Yeah. Convoke the spirit is quite bad most of the times. Not as good as the box for the mage. Okay, DeadDraw 1 mana far from his Dawn's Grasp. And he can just coin it out.
All in due time.
Yep, going for it.
You wish to match wits with me.
Yeah. So Dawn Grasp will cast Arcane Intellect and Wildfire here.
Dear.
Oh no, it won't cast Wildfire because DeadDraw's not played that yet. So that's a bit of a shame. Might see the Sanctum on the Shrubagazor here.
It's only a 5/5 and biggest threat are coming in the next turns.
So what, you're thinking of like holding it just to have a better Deathborn turn? I know.
Oh, I don't know. He was just asking.
I mean, the way I see it, like this skeleton, like most likely will clear at least one thing from Pascoa's side of the board, like maybe two. And like Dawngrow's hero power will scale over time, so like your main objective for right now is just to try to outlast the carnage almost.
This must be the way.
Yeah, if Topia is going down to 3 health, you will be able to wildfire and ping it, so you will have a 5 damage Arcane Burst. Or you can just ping
I mean,
a
you
Treant.
can just like wildfire and ping one of the
Yeah,
one of the Whelp Resource as well.
so yeah, it's even better.
Ropes burning again.
The sea floor be the sea floor be its own treasure. The sea floor be the sea floor be its own treasure.
Oh man, this Deathborn is looking pretty good. Like you're getting 4 skeletons in play this turn if you want to take it.
Yes, yes. The 3-1 are so weak to the Deathborn. It's the best play here, right? The draw, of course, taking his time, but yeah. You are not
I mean, it's
pinging.
a play. Like, if you want to be particularly slow, you could go for like Mass Poly to set up an even better Deathborn, but I don't know. I think you want to save Mass Poly here, and Deathborn is
If my
probably fine.
calculations are correct,
I think maybe DeadDraw's like debating like if he could like hold this board for a turn. Go maybe like Dawngrass,
that's
Wildfire, Ping, Shrubbergut. Topior. And then he gets like an even better one next turn. I think like it's inevitable that this will get Deathborn at some point. It's just when do you want to commit? He's deciding to go for it now.
One of the strongest Deathborn available against Druid, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. I don't really see like Pascoa is not going to be silly and leave a full board of like whelps on the board.
Yeah.
Like from Scared of Onyxia,
Yeah,
so
You want
it's
need
probably the best you can realistically accomplish here.
Okay, Topior will die to the skeletons. So, Pascoa's hand looks so bad right now. Lots of things, but not useful things right now. More mana for Pascoa, if he didn't have enough mana.
Nah, you don't need like 16 mana. That's not enough, nah. And funny we say that right after I'm like, I wouldn't leave a board of 2-1s, would he? Yeah, he would, apparently.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
The problem is you don't really want to clear this because this board's just not very good. But at the same time, kind of have to.
let me remind
So
you.
he's gonna go for Rune the Archmage here. Let's see what he gets. Shooting Star, gonna clear 2 minions. Firewalker face. Ah, that's a shame.
Never lucky.
14 mana left. 11.
I
8.
have an idea. Stay where you are.
3 and.
Alright.
It's okay. It's not really what DeadDraw was hoping for, I think, from that. Especially if he overdraws something important like Mordrash or Kel'Thuzad. Oh, Let's see.
Poorly, I think.
I kind. There is a case to be made for taking Solid Alibi, because it means that your Denafrius is more like you get to kill them a little bit faster with Denafrius, but I can see taking Mass Volley as well. And yeah, you're definitely giving them Wild Growth. No question about that, you're giving them Wild Growth. Or Oracle, that's fine too. They can't really use Oracle either. So yeah, Wild Growth for Counter Spell. And then Miracle Growth? How many cards have we got in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You are overdrawing, shadowing it, but you are okay with overdraw 1 card, I think. Yeah.
I mean, Pascoa could hit Innovate here, and then he wouldn't overdraw anything.
Or Aquatic Form also.
Or Aquatic Form. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not overdrawing anything now. And yeah, we've already got the brand ready to go for the big Denafrius combo finish. And to be honest, there's really not a whole lot DeadDraw can do about it.
Yeah, 44
Pascoa is
damage.
still at 41 here. Like, he technically is like 2 turns worth of stall with Solid Alibi, but like timing that is going to be pretty difficult.
These cowards cheat.
I can't take 'em. Wait, not all of them.
Hero power improving to the 3/3s. You're going to 5 so you can finish the trade. Hero power going to 7.
So hero power is at oh no, hero power's at 5 currently. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you just ping the 10-5 here.
Yeah, I totally agree.
The question is whether or not you Sanctum this turn as well, like put an extra body in play, which I think is probably fine. Yeah, because you've already seen 1 scale of Elixir anyway, you don't need to keep the board state flowing.
Right.
But yeah. What I find amusing, right, is like people that say that, oh man, like why don't you play faster? But in scenarios like this, you have so many options. I'm not even remotely surprised people are opening here. I don't know. I'm okay with this. It gives me more time to talk about the game. It's always good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Denafrius is currently sitting at... Just waiting.
Yeah, it's going to be so big.
It's really annoying, it keeps changing the thing on it. So we're at 26 currently, so that's going to be up to probably 33 by the time this turn is over. So unless DeadDraw draws Theater, which I'm pretty sure he runs, I'll just check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure he's running that card. Yeah, he is running Theater, so... Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
Theater.
DeadDraw does not play Solid Alibi here, he is dead, so that has to happen.
Yeah, I think he might play it now because already 2 whelps have been played, 2 scales, sorry. 1 Onyxia has been played also, so if the Naturus is not in hand right now, whatever, he will be small, so you can just tell, okay, if he's in hand, I'm alive thanks to Alibi, and if not, he will be small, so let's play it right now.
Let's see. Still no Theater in sight. I mean, Theater isn't likely to hit Denafrius, but that's DeadDraw's only shot at this point. He has to expect Denafrius to be in hand and to be pretty big here, I think.
Sun sets.
I guess like the rationale from DeadDraw is like, how do I win if I Solid Alibi here? Like maybe he feels like he has to take the risk. No. Is he gonna do it? I don't know if he's gonna do it. No,
Oh,
he's not gonna do
no.
it. Oh no.
Oh no.
Denathrius is 31 currently, so that's 62. That's more than enough. And
Yeah.
Pascoa taking the reverse sweep at the end here against DeadDraw, showing the art of power of Ramp Druid when its counters and LHS are cleared.
Yeah, finally Druid being able to beat the priest. The priest gave Pascoa the win thanks to the good matchup against Mage.
Yeah, not much to say, to be honest. Like, like the main reason Druid is favored is just because it has just so many more like late game options than the Mage does. Like, the Mage is the hero power, but Druid is like all the minions and all the armor and all the everything. So yeah, that's why Druid is banned like almost every series at the moment, because it's really good.
Alright, so let's see if we'll have players for post-match interview. Alright, the draw will not join us.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him. It is getting kind of late, but
Yeah.
hopefully Pascoa will join us. Otherwise, we are closing up early.
Yeah, he will be able to join us, so I'm calling him.
Cool.
Sending him the link to join us. And that's fine. Calling him right now. Hello, Pascoa.
Hello, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Congratulations.
The win.
So yeah, we were talking about the BO and in our opinion, the ability for your Druid to win the matchup against the Priest was very important because we thought it was very likely that the draw is going to have the win on that matchup. How do you feel on that matchup, Druid against weak Priest most of the time?
It's a pretty bad matchup. I mean, I was pretty scared of dying a few turns there, but ended up working out. Like just ramped, got the Guff, and ramped into a Nyx into the Natrius, and yeah, it's not a great matchup, but I mean, when you get lucky, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. So, walk us through it, mate. What was going through your head when you were thinking of lineup building this week? What were you gunning for specifically?
Honestly, since the deadline was Saturday and I had my GM matches to play, I basically just sent the same lineup I built for GM, which was mostly thinking about Blazes, which I didn't play in this situation here. But I mean, I think it's a decent lineup overall. Like, it has Rogue, which is the nuts. It has Curse Simple Warlock, which is really good against decks like Quest Priest and decks like Mage. And then like Ramp Druid as well. So like I have some sort of like a really good lineup into lineups that has those decks. With also my Big Spell Mage, which is just like one of the best decks overall. I think this list is probably not optimized. I think I'd rather have like the 30 card list. But I mean, it's still a really good deck overall. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, I was about to say, I'm sure you've heard the recent word on the wind regarding how slow you tend to play. So, why don't we just clear up the air Like, why do you play slowly? Like, just in general.
In general, I just like to think about my plays a lot, very often. I'm starting to try to learn more hand reading as well. But yeah, like depends also on the pace of my opponent. Like if if my opponent likes to play quickly, then like I usually would like to think on my opponent's turn. So if my opponent plays quickly, I would usually like to play slower so I can think more. And if my opponent plays slower, I can sometimes play quicker. Depending as well on the matchup and how much experience I have with the decks that I'm playing. Like a few weeks ago, I played like I think it was, I don't know, 2 or 3 hour match against Bunny Hopper, which was with decks that I had almost zero experience with, like Quest Priest. So I had to play very slow and think a lot through it. But this time, since I was playing decks that I've already practiced in GM and stuff, and I'm also against DeadDraw, which is also someone that plays slightly slower, I didn't need that much time, so just played quicker, I guess.
So you think it's mostly down to like individual disposition? Like some people like to play faster, some people like to play slower.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons in general. Like, you can just say a lot of stuff about it, but yeah.
No, that seems perfectly understandable to me.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I would recommend a couple of poker books for you to read, but I think you already have the PDFs for those, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's say, so, like, obviously you've seen the recent balance changes. Like, do you have anything to add? Like, what do you think of the format as it is right now? Like, are you happy with the decks you're able to play? Would you like to see something different?
Wait, they announced balance changes, you mean? Or you mean
No.
the
I mean
latest
like the
ones?
format room right now, like post,
Oh, yeah.
like post that. Sorry, I
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah. I mean, I don't really like this format. Like, there is, I don't know, something between 4 and 6 playable classes overall, like depending on how well you like what you consider playable. But yeah, I think it's a pretty bad format overall, just because you don't have a lot of options, and I think that's really bad for like competing. Uh, like the more options, the better, because you can make more different types of lineups and exploit more different types of strategies and stuff. But yeah, like in terms of playability, I do enjoy the decks that are being played here. Like I really like Miracle Rogue, Ramp Druid, Beast Druid. Uh, I don't love Big Spell Mage, but I kind of like the other mage, the Pink Mage. So like I think in general the play style of the decks are kind of nice for me at least. But the amount of options limits a lot deck building and lineup building strategies. So I don't like the format overall, but I think that maybe with like some future cards for like Warrior and Demon Hunter and Paladin and stuff like that, we can maybe have like a pretty good format after miniset. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair for sure.
Yeah, I totally
Like,
agree.
let's say, but I assume like your favorite is just like Miracle Rogue in general, right?
Uh,
Like
I
out for
mean, I
the
really
like
like,
now.
yeah, I really like Miracle Rogue. Like I've been playing it a lot before even the patch, and I've been enjoying playing it. Like I usually don't play Hearthstone for fun, like in my free time, but Miracle Rogue was a deck that I would usually do sometimes with that. Uh, but yeah, like I don't know. I think the Druid is also one of my favorite decks. Like Druid is super fun to play. Like you just ramp and then you play big cards and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So you say you don't play Hearthstone that much in your free time. Like, do you just consider this like ever since you like got into GM and qualified for? So you consider that more of like your full time like job? Because I know earlier today, like, I asked like on Twitter, I was like, why do we think EU is such a dominant region? And then Monsanto like, brought the point to me of like saying that it's like, well, not many people in LA can fully commit to playing Hearthstone. Like, is that something that you think you're able to do, and that's why you think you're like in the position you're in now?
I mean, in Brazil, like since the dollar is so much more valued here, uh, other than our currency, like it's super good for uh, like doing well in tournaments. You actually get some good money, and you can like live off of Hearthstone just for tournaments without having to stream and doing other stuff. But like when I talk about EU in particular, like there's a lot of other reasons why EU outperforms in the top contenders. Like one of them is basically there's a lot of EU players. Like I think there is, I don't know, double or triple EU players in Americas and even more than like other regions. Like so Master Tours we have a lot of EU players, so it's likely to have like EU top contenders. And then like we also have a lot of EU players in general that play the game. Like when you look at the top contenders, they're just likely to be EU. Like there's a lot of reasons in general, but I think the two main reasons are statistical because of the quantity of players and tournaments that are like incentivized on EU. There's a lot of tournaments there, and it's starting to grow now here on Americas with the community gaming stuff. But yeah, in general, I think that's the reason.
Yeah, I know a good friend of mine is running a qualified tournament this weekend on NA that can invite you to Masters Tour 6, so it's definitely growing, but yeah, for sure, there's definitely a bias in that respect. And I just think it's just good to have these conversations just so we can try to address it. Like we want diversity. Like I want guys like you to do well, like as well. So I'm just curious on these topics. But yeah, thank you very much. I don't really have anything else to add, so unless Tommy wants to say anything,
No.
I will let you go.
Nothing either to add. So yeah, unless Pascoa has something to add, we are good with it.
I don't think I have anything right now. I'm just rooting for Fury and Habu and Bunny Hopper to do well in this weekend's gem.
All right.
Yeah, so I think it's like you and DeadDraw are in Worlds, and what does Fury, Bunny, etc. need to join you guys? I haven't kept up.
I mean, Fury and Bunny just need to win the playoffs or get second place depending on who wins. Like if another qualified player wins, so they're just gonna play this tournament for the world spot. So it's gonna be like one of the bigger tournaments that happened this year, like together with the first season of GM and with the seasonal championships. So I think it's a good one to watch. Like really stacked field, really good players. Some questionable lineups because there are a lot of Demo Hunters, which I don't understand, but yeah.
We got to try to innovate somewhere, right? But yeah, I'll stop holding you up now, and I'll let you go. I'll talk to you later, mate.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and good luck in future events and in next week of the Max League.
All right, see ya.
See you.
Alright, so that was Pascoa winning his first match against DeadDraw.
Yeah. So we are done for this stream tonight, and we are done for this week of the Max League. So on the next week we'll have the second round of the Max League 6. I won't be casted next week, but you will have Max twice. So you are very lucky to have Max twice on the next week. So be sure to be here. On Monday you will have Max, as I said. On Tuesday, Cool Kid, and on Wednesday, Max again. So I hope everybody of you will be there for the next week. And thank you very much, Paraducks, for being here with us tonight. You are always great caster to have with me. So it was a pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you for giving me the opportunity last minute. I really appreciate it, especially being able to talk Hearthstone with such high-level players and watch such high-level content.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure. And hopefully next week I'll be able to bring some exciting content of my own to the stream. So be sure to check that out when my next match takes place.
For sure. So yeah. Alright, and thank you very much everyone in the chat. I hope you spent a great evening, and see you very soon on the Maxim TV. Goodbye.
See you later, guys.